Hey there, and welcome back to Scrap with Penny, where paper meets story. And today I have another layout in the little dog series that I'm working on. And I had shared that a friend, Sarah, had mentioned the Scrapbook and Cards Today Pause for a Cause class. And it was called that because there was a period where they were donating some of the class proceeds to animal care. And I'll have the link to the class in the video description. There's a dog version and a cat. Pages designed by Virginia Neville. And this page is not one of hers. I would not do class content on camera. But my project impetus was the fact that I've got a lot of 2021 stories that are related to dog. And this one right here, Truman and Sophie together. And so I did all of the planning for these dog layouts, and I took a little bit of inspiration from Virginia's class, but for this layout I went and found a page maps, and I'm using the Bella Blvd Bow Wow. And so for this top banner, I was thinking I could use an element from this sheet. And I shared in the planning video that I've got two collections. And so I'll have two strips that I can use. And the reverse side of this is the grass. And in the planning video, I had shared that I wanted to use this for the background. The problem is that this is from the Bella Besties for Bow Wow, and I only bought one of these. And so I don't have enough paper to do two backgrounds. And so I pulled this orange as an alternate. And honestly, I probably should use it because I haven't touched the orange. And the back side is this pattern, and I probably won't use that either. So I'm kind of feeling like I want to try and work this orange in. And this little strip at the top, I want to use this word paper. And then I've got this stripe pulled that I could use at the bottom, kind of like that. And then I pulled this because I want to use it as a banner piece. And so I've got my cardstock here. It's going to be a double. And these are my pictures. I've shared before that my Truman crossed the Rainbow Bridge due to bone cancer, and these are pictures of him and Sophie, and they're really cute. So she was a puppy, and I had always wanted two dogs, and we finally got a second dog, and then we didn't have two dogs for very long, but then Sophie was so depressed we ended up getting another dog, Coco. And so that's the little synopsis of the dog story. So I've got this larger picture, which I'm going to put here, and then I'll do the two here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 6 is 9. I should have 9 pictures. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is pause the video. I'm going to cut my cardstock down. I'm going to cut my photos down. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. My concern on the orange kind of is that the winter grass, if I can find it, if it's only one picture. Okay, it's this one right here. I didn't think it would look that great on it, but it's only in one. So I think that means that we'll go ahead and use the orange. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. So I'm back, and when I trimmed my paper up, I decided to just go ahead and tape it down. I haven't done the vertical strips yet, and honestly, I'm not sure I am going to do them because it feels like there's a lot going on. I did get my cut file cut. And this was not in the planning video. I just went out and grabbed it earlier this afternoon because I wanted one more title I didn't really have a title for this, and there was another title that was cute that I considered, and it was called Wanna Play. But the point of this is that they were sweet and close and good friends, and so I wanted to go that route on the title. And my photo mats are 3 1/8 squared, and the pictures are 3 inches squared. And this is a problem because it's not tall enough. So I was thinking what I could do is just shift my photos over. And I think if I had it over here, I could kind of center it up. But now that I look at it, I don't like that because he's looking off the page. So that means we could do, could go something like that and put my title there, but then it's trapped. So the other option I have is to reprint this taller, or just slide it to the bottom and live with the difference. I'm going to put a pretty tight margin between these. Have I shared before? Have I shared before that I don't really like the color orange? To back this, I'm going to bring in the teal color, and I think I'm going to use this pattern. This is originally the paper I was going to use for the background, but I didn't have enough, and I don't want dot on dot, but I can do this little graphic hand-drawn plaid. Not plaid. Yeah, I guess it is a plaid. Okay, so that's kind of where I am, and I think that when I get the mat and the photos down and I can bring out some embellishments, that maybe the orange will calm down a little bit. I mean, I have other paper and I could pick it up and use another pattern, but I think I need to use what's in the collection because otherwise I'm just going to be throwing it away. So that's kind of where I am on everything. So I matted, I taped my photo mats down using this 1/8 inch acrylic corner, and I didn't use the MISTI. I just determined where my center was, and then I just moved it around to get all of my mats down. And this mat is 6 1/8 by 4 1/8, and I just kept my margin consistent over here. And I was just going to show you real quick how easy it is to tape your photo down when your mat is stationary, and that's the reason why I like to put my mats down first. And then I did go ahead and cut 3 little strips for the banners, and I like how it looks. So what I'm going to work on next is cutting the inset for my title file. I am back, and I think this one is a wrap. I love these photos so much. And I've got my journaling over here. Sophie loved following Truman everywhere, chasing, wrestling, and learning from her patient big brother. Their playful bond grew so quickly, and they really did become the best furry friends. And the photos range from March to August. but I just put 2021 for the date. I think that is certainly adequate. I'll know from her size and being outside the gate that she was a little pupster here. Of course, we got her in March 2021. And on the embellishments, I did put this die cut strip here. I think it's from the Word Icons. And then I added this little paw print, kind of trying to continue the aqua. And then I've got the aqua over here in the frisbee and the ball, just kind of a loose little, I don't even think you can call it a cluster, just some embellishments to kind of anchor the journaling. And my title is backed. I think it looks really good. On the cut file, it's from Peartree Cutfiles, and I think if you were to buy it pre-cut from Marie, it would be a little over 8 inches, and I have reduced the size of it since I got the digital download from the standard 8.5 inches or so wide down to less than 6 inches wide. So I wanted it to fit in my space here. And so I reduced it down in width so that it would fit into the space. And it's a cute layout. You really cannot go wrong with this collection. So I have had fun making every layout so far with it. I think that puts me about halfway through the dog series. There are 2 of the 8 layouts that I explained I'm doing off camera because I'm basically lifting Virginia's ideas. And so I've got 4 of the 8 finished. And this series was a suggestion from 2 subscribers, Sheila and Nicole. Both requested dog stories. And toward that, I want to remind you that I'm currently seeking suggestions or input for 2026 content. The holidays are coming in fast, and it'll be the new year before we know it. And I'm working on December content now as far as planning. And I'm also looking ahead to 2026. So if there's any recurring series or any topic, any monthly content you'd like to see, let me know, because January will be the beginning of the calendar year, and it'll be the first January that I've had the channel since I started back in May. Okay, so if you have played with this collection or want to play with this collection, drop a note in the comments and let me hear from you on that. And if you're one of my subscribers, a big heartfelt thanks to you. I appreciate so much you being part of the community. And if you're new to my channel and or you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and join in. We have a lot of fun here. So I hope that you have enjoyed this and that you got to play with some paper on your desk while I was playing with paper on mine. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back soon with more layouts, videos, and a little stash busted magic. So please come back and crop with me. Until next time, happy scrapping, and remember, this is where paper meets story. Bye-bye.